Welcome back. Time to find out what we got wrong and what we missed from TV's Andy Levy, who liveth and dwelleth in the Red Eye News Deck. Andy?
Weirdo. New York Times says Trump has a woman problem. Guy, you called this a hit piece. But, yeah, I mean, look, isn't that exactly what you would say as a noted shill for Trump?
Yeah. I wake up every morning trying to figure out how can I contort the news of the day into a positive story about Donald Trump. It's been my life for the last year, Andy. Thank you.
I see the tweets. I know. I kind of agree with you, though. For example, the woman he told on to put a bathing suit, she said she hadn't brought one. He wanted her to enjoy the pool. He was being nice.
Absolutely.
I don't see what the problem is there. Then this one really got me, the one where he said to the woman, "You like your candy," and they made it sound like he was saying she was fat. But you know what they didn't tell you? She had a daughter named Candy.
I say you like your candy all the time. Every Valentine's Day I say to my wife, "You like your candy? I got it at CVS." It's like, it's very common.
Wow, that's really romantic, Tom. The old CVS candy.
She likes her candy.
Okay. Tim, Tom asked you how you would react if someone invited you to a pool party and asked you to wear a specific bathing suit.
Yes.
Just please understand, he was asking you that for a reason.
That's very hurtful, Andy.
No. The reason being he is planning on inviting you to a pool party.
Is he?
And he has a specific bathing suit he would like you to wear.
I'll be there.
All right.
I hope this isn't a bit.
I've seen him do this before.
I hope this isn't a bit.
It never ends well.
It better not be a bit.
Never ends
Getting
well.
his hopes up.
When you leave, you get to keep the trunks. You guys know that, right?
Thank you.
Tom, you brought up Bill Clinton and his own woman problem. Yeah, this part of the article sounded oddly familiar if you just make it about Bill Clinton. But in many cases, there was an unmistakable dynamic at play. He had the power and the women did not. He had celebrity, he had wealth, he had connections. Even after he had behaved crudely toward them, some of the women sought his assistance with their careers or remained by his side.
Big time.
Uncanny, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Ebony, you have on a really pretty dress.
Thank you,
Can
Andy.
I say that?
You can. I welcome it every time. Every time you feel the urge, just go ahead and express yourself.
Okay, I will do that. Tom, we talked about this as well. You've got to stop going around asking women if you can sketch them. It's not
okay.
Cool,
I'll go back to my old system. Just start sketching.
All right. Guy, you pointed out that much of the stuff the Times article described took place decades ago when people acted differently. Yeah, I agree. It's Trump's current stuff is much more of a problem than anything really that was in this article.
That's right.
Thank you. Wendell Pierce arrested. Ebony, you said, you know, Pierce has been charged. He hasn't been convicted. You know, it's just allegations. There's no trial yet. Are you saying the whole thing might just be bunk?
I like what you did there, Andy.
Yeah,
I mean, or it could be legit. You know, I wasn't there, so absolutely he might get convicted. He might have totally put his hands on that lady. So,
yeah, I just wanted to make the bunk.
I love it.
Really.
It was great.
Exactly.
I'm a little shocked nobody else made it. Tom, this all happened at 3:30 a.m. You said they should have been home watching Red Eye, except, of course, it was 3:30 a.m. Saturday night / Sunday morning. We're not on this.
Oh. Well, he should have been home for the 2 o'clock airing of Red Eye.
Well, it was 3:30. My guess is he watched Red Eye from 2 to 3, probably was so angered at something you said that he got into a fight. Dennis, you asked why Rutgers asked Pierce to give a commencement address. Could be because, as Ebony alluded to, he does a lot of charity work, does a lot of work in New Orleans. Also, why does a commencement speaker need to be someone political?
Oh, when Tom asked who should speak, I didn't give any political example.
Okay, but why shouldn't it be an actor?
You're right. If the actor has a reputation of saying wise things, then of course it should be. It's a non-issue. I truly believe that. You know more about this particular actor. I wasn't reacting about him. I was reacting to the notion of getting famous people solely because they're famous.
Right. Okay. I guess I'm reacting to the idea that a commencement speech has to be somehow important.
Oh, I think it should be important. Really? I mean, it's the final words, theoretically, you want to leave people with as they go on to life after college. I think, why not?
I think you underestimate the amount of drinking that goes on by
I probably do. That is probably correct.
I have vague memories. Guy, you said the whole thing was just a very late-night drunken political discussion that got out of hand. Are you speaking here from experience?
Maybe, perhaps, yes. From time to time, although it never comes to blows.
Okay.
Or it shouldn't.
All right. France considering deprogramming radical Muslims. Dennis, you said you assume they're not all brought together where they can learn how to throw grenades. Yeah, it sounds a little like this could be like having an open bar at the Betty Ford Center.
Yes. No, that's the danger, obviously.
Yeah.
Look, what did I say? What did you agree with? It's not a, what was I said?
It was like
I gave the double negative.
You said there's
not without merit.
Not without merit.
Not without
yes.
merit.
Yeah.
That's just, look, it's government running it, and it's the French government running it. That's
right.
2 strikes against it.
Right. But it does, part of this includes sending citizens to these camps, citizens who haven't been charged with any crime or anything like that. That strikes me as sort of the Orwellian part.
That's a very interesting point. I was under the assumption that these were minors sent by their parents. But otherwise, it is problematic.
Okay, yeah, because all right. Guy, you mentioned civil liberties concerns, but said you can't fault them for trying something. Would you accept this in America, though?
I would have to look at more details on the program. Because, again, if you have someone who is, all the red flags are flying about this kid and maybe a propensity toward jihadist propaganda online. He hasn't committed a crime yet. He's taking in information that is troubling. You can't put him in prison. You can't have him, necessarily sent away against his will to some sort of detention camp. And I'm not saying, especially if it's a U.S. citizen, but what do? Just wait around and hope that you can catch him before he hops on the plane to Istanbul, but try to cross the border?
These places, these re-education camps, or whatever you want to call them, people are monitored day and night there for 10 months while wearing special uniforms. That sounds not unlike prison in some ways?
Not unlike prison in some ways. And I think you'd have to get definitely some parental buy-in on this if you did it in this country. But again, that...
Sounds like Boy Scout camp to me.
That raises another problem, though, because which parents are going to volunteer their kid for this? Which parents are going to necessarily disagree? There'll be probably some who are fine with it.
Yeah. Ebony, you talked about some of the unintended consequences. So far, some of the people doing the complaining about this are the people who live in the neighborhoods where they're setting up the camps because they don't want all these radical Muslims around.
Yeah, I'm sure they have a lot of concerns. And again, to Guy's point, so many details we just still don't know about it. I mean, it doesn't sound like a brilliant thing to me to put a lot of like-minded individuals with at least some indications of hostility all together. I mean, I don't know. Yeah.
Yep. Just lastly, President Obama says ignorance is not a virtue. Tom, I enjoyed your stirring defense of ignorance.
Well, that's what I'm about here, Andy.
Yep.